want y'all to find love, man. You know, like it's mad easy bet, but at the same time, though, like it's not easy at all. It's weird like that, you know. But you just gotta be straight up with them, you know. You gotta hit them with the business, you know. Just slide up on that girl or boy of your dreams. You look them right in the eye, and you just gotta say, all right, hold up.
If I called you, girl, would you pick your phone up? I just wanna be the one to talk to you and tell you that the pain you feel is only temporary. I understand why you're feeling wary. When you're with me, there is no worry. Let's take our time, girl, no hurry. Yeah. I just wanna be the one that you could chill with. Maybe we could have some fun. Yeah, we could care it. I just wanna be the one that you could chill with. Maybe we could have some fun. Yeah, we could care it. I know it seems unreal to you that someone could love you like I do. But baby, you're the one for me. I didn't think that I could ever be so in love, it's hard to breathe. But all of me is guaranteed. And even when the chips are down, I'm never gonna let you frown. I'm never gonna let you frown. Or even when the chips are down, I just want to be the one. I just wanna be the one that you could chill with. Maybe we could have some fun. Yeah, we could care it. I just wanna be the one that you could chill with. Maybe we could have some fun. Yeah, we could care it. I just wanna be the one that you could chill with. Maybe we could have some fun. Yeah, we could care it. I just wanna be the one that you could chill with. Maybe we could have some fun. Yeah, we could care it.
I guess I should unmute myself there. Good morning, coffee beans. How you doing this morning? It's a Friday. We survived the week. Boy, have we got some stories for you today. JFA is up to his usual antics first thing this morning. Sir, I have not even had a cup of coffee yet, and you already up on it. I guarantee when JFA was a little boy and his mama and daddy was raising him, don't you know he was a handful? Lord, child. Your mama and daddy probably got gray hairs early because of you, boy. Get you some coffee. Listen here, Kingalope. I've got my coffee, girl. I got my coffee. I promise you I got my coffee. Oh, Lord. So, guys, we had a lot of stuff happened. And before we get off into the show too far, whatever, I want to just take a moment and address or speak to the video that Rice Gum dropped or put out yesterday. I'm not a huge fan of Rice Gum. I'm not a particular fan of I never did really care for his videos. I didn't care for his antics or anything of that nature. But sadly, he'd been off the internet or he hadn't put any videos out or anything for a couple of years. He'd just been out living his life. And he and his significant other were expecting a child. And sadly, the child didn't make it. Um, the For whatever reason, you know, um, it just wasn't meant to be. And even though I don't care for the man, and I didn't care for his type of content, I do with the utmost sincerity send my thoughts and prayers to him and his girlfriend. I never had to go through that type of pain and loss. I had friends that did, and it is gut wrenching. And I do sincerely, sir, um, send you my thoughts and prayers. I really do. It's horrible. So anyway, moving along. I just kind of want to get that and address it and get it over with. So anyway, let's just get into it. So the cartoon of the day here is, it says, one coffee bean to us says, how's the family been? Well, my kids are over caffeinated. My spouse still has no filter, and my brother got mugged this morning. And, that got me to thinking about a coffee bean, and I call you guys my coffee beans because this is coffee with me, people of a morning, right? We do coffee. We have, I break down, things that have happened on, out there on the YouTube celebrities, and sometimes, Hollywood celebrities and stuff, and just real world things. Anything and everything, we kind of break it down. Sometimes we're kind of serious, but most of the time we just try to have some yucks and laughs, and I try to start your day off with some fun, right? And sometimes I'll even regale you with some of the crazy, crazy antics that me and my sons had when they were growing up and the things, because my sons were all about having adventures, because that's how they made memories with me. And because of the work and the work schedule and stuff I had, especially on in the earlier lives, I was gone from home so much. So whenever we would get get the chance to have a time together, I always try to make it as memorable as absolutely humanly possible. Anyway, so I seen that cartoon this morning that Purple Paw Prince had sent to me. And it got me to thinking about a coffee bean. Now, stay with me here. So let's talk about a coffee bean. Coffee bean is planted and it grows into a bush, and then it produces the coffee bean. Well, then those coffee beans are plucked from their home. They're plucked like a lot of us do. We get plucked from the bosoms of our mom and dad, and we get thrusted out into the world. And so the coffee beans get plucked, right? And then what's the first thing they do? They take them and they put them in this big pot, and they start roasting them. So immediately we're put into the heat of life, right? We're subjected to everything that life can throw at us. And it just, and some of us get a little bit darker than others because life just has, for whatever reason, a lot of the dice, as they say, has more to throw at us, right? But when life finally decides that, hey, you're right to the right, we've got you molded, you are where you need to be, you think, okay, well, now it's good. No. Then what happens? Then you get ground up, right? Because life's not done with you yet. And so then you get ground up, right? And you think, well, hell, can it get any worse? No, this is when it gets good. Because then you're put into, then the hot water starts running over you and you're transformed, right? and you're transformed into this beautiful thing called coffee, this elixir of life, right? That gives life and energy and sustenance to the world around you, right? And so, that sounds like it's horrible, right? And it sounds like it's but let's look at other things, right? When other things are subjected to heat, rather than becoming rich and bold and just ready to give back to the world, I mean, you toughen up and you get harder because of the heat. The beans are kind of soft, and when they get roasted, they get tough and they get hard because life does that to us, right? Let's look at some other things that starts off really, really hard, right? Like, say, a carrot, right? You plant a carrot, it grows, it's hard, it's firm. But when it's got some heat applied to it, what happens? It wilts, it gets soft, right? It gets mushy. Potatoes, the same thing. So it's not such a bad thing to be a coffee bean. It really, truly isn't. So just remember that. Just remember that. I'm glad I'm a coffee bean, and I hope that you guys enjoy the richness and stuff that we share here every morning. So anyway, and you know what, Reese, I believe you are a coffee bean, my friend. I really do. And I don't know if you got to join us yesterday, but we showed your tweet, and we showed your cabaret, your little dance that you got to do recently at the drag show. So we loved on you yesterday. We sure did. And hopefully you got some new followers on the Twitter, because we shared your Twitter account out again and asked people to go follow you. So, because I really like you, Reese. I think you're a very lovely, lovely person. I really, really do. And you're very talented. Didn't know much about the song you were dancing to, but as my coffee beans, it was Bjork. I think that's how you say Bjork. But I know of the artist, of course, but she was just not one of my what do you call it? She was just not on my play schedule, whatever you call it, rotation, whatever, right? So, hey, Zali, how you doing this morning, girl? All right, so we got some good news, got some updates. So Keemstar tweets out yesterday that both Wings and Boogie passed medical requirements for the upcoming boxing match. He goes on further. He says, look, I know this is a circus. We're all supposed to point and laugh, but he says, I am so proud of them. They've worked so hard. They've lost a ton of weight, and they're literally healthier. So let's see. We'll look here at Wings first. Says, your boy got all of his medicals done. So look at him. He's out here. Boogie says, eye doctor approved, medical examiner approved, dentist approved. The fight is happening. I'm laughing all you fools who said it wouldn't. And he's, of course, got a picture of Jabba the Hutt. Listen, here's the deal. I still have my concerns. But you know what? If they have used this to motivate themselves to get healthier, and I'm going to watch it, I'm going to cheer them both on. I think it's awesome. I hope that everybody gets entertained. I hope everyone has fun with it. I know that there are detractors from both camps that are cheering on the other ones, like the Boogie haters are cheering on Jordy, the Jordy haters are cheering on Boogie. So, it's bringing people together. So there is some good stuff. Nicole says, I can't believe a doctor cleared those two. Well, rumors are that it may have been Helen Keller that actually seen and cleared them. So there is that, okay? Anyway, but here's the thing too, right? It's exhibition. I don't think either one of those guys are going to be able to throw They're going to have on headgear, I'm sure. So the chances of them getting hurt from like a physical punch is, I think, very, very minuscule. Actually doing something to themselves, like pulling a muscle or tearing a ligament or something like that, just from the physicality of it, is probably a lot more likely. Or even having a freaking heart attack or stroke. I hope none of that stuff happens. I hope they go in there. I hope they have fun. I hope that, like I say, they're entertaining. And I just hope all in all, it's just a good thing. Okay, so exactly. As I agree 100%. It says, look, it inspired them to get a bit healthier, and I'm all for that. 100%. I'm 100%. Reese says that he believes that they can both take a good whack. They probably can. Let's not beat around the bush. They're still big boys, right? I'm a big boy. We still got a little pad in there. They can still take a pretty good little thump. They'll be okay, I think. All right, let's get into the meat and taters here, folks. Not too long ago, what happened to the video here? Did I save it out somewhere? Let me see. I don't think I did. Hang on 1 second, guys. Who had that out? Yeah. Not too long ago, Steven Crowder, there was a video that came out about Steven Crowder, right? And in this video, he was talking about he and his wife were in the process of a divorce. Okay. Tommy C did a stream on this and talked about it. Others have as well, right? And in this video, what was so kind of disjointed for everybody, I think, right, was when Steven says repeatedly throughout this video here, right, on Twitter, about how his wife is just allowed to divorce him, right? How she's just, his wishes or his desires, or, you know, they're not taken in consideration, right? He hints to a behind the scene feuds with Candace Owens. He goes on further to say that if people talk about this in a way that he deems, I guess, out of pocket, that he would seek litigation. Well, that right there was some flags that flew up, even for this old man, right? I'm not part of this new hip world. I'm not politically correct. I say things that are wrong all the time. I don't say them necessarily to be offensive, or I just don't know. I say them out of ignorance, right? And so I try to learn, and I try to be respectful. And sometimes I'll just be quite honest with you guys, right? Some of this stuff, this political correctness and stuff, I'm just like, oh, that's bullshit. I ain't doing that, right? I'm gonna just be honest with you. I'm like, I ain't doing that. That's crazy. That's nonsense. I firmly believe that I can be respectful to somebody, right? And I can be respectful to their feelings or their wishes or whatever. But I don't think that I necessarily have to agree with them, but I can still treat them like a human being. I think that's a fair thing for me to do, right? So, with that being said, when I heard Steven talking about this, about how his wife was just allowed to do this, whatever, it's like, now that's some misogynistic bullshit right there, right? I've been married to my wife, coming June, we'll be starting our, oh Lord, this is where I get in trouble. I'm lucky she doesn't watch these shows, because I'd get in trouble. We'll be starting our 27th year together, I believe. Let's see. Yes, our 27th year together. 27 years I've been married to this woman. 27 years that she has put up with my nonsense, my bullshit that I do, right? Was that picture from from my wedding? No, it wasn't. I did not wear a tux for my wedding, Abby. I did not. No, ma'am. I just wore a suit. Yeah, no, I did not wear it. That was actually for a friend's wedding. That was for a friend's wedding that I was in. But anyway, I'll see if I can find some wedding pictures maybe. And, I'll post up some wedding pictures. How about that for you guys? Right. I'll do that. So I looked good. Of course I look good. Shit, girl. Look at this. What is it? What is it? Shinery calls me the silver fox. Yeah. So anyway, but even like, I was like, that's the bullshit. You cannot sit there. There were some flags in this video. I was like, okay, he is a controlling asshole. Sit there talking about how Texas just allows his wife to divorce him. Huh? What? Good God. That's bullshit. It was just some bullshit. I was like, no. So then last night, this video dropped. Okay. And this video, we're going to watch it. We're going to go through it. Hang on here. What's this? Anonymous just bought a snapback. Oh, well, whoever it was that bought the cap. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, those are good hats. I have one. I love them. Thank you for the purchase. And since we had that, let's see. Yeah, there it is right there. You can see it right here above my little head here. That's the merch store. You can go there, hit Oh, it was okay, Zadie. I've been in the camo. Oh, listen, that's one I got, girl. Your husband is going to love it. Unless it's for you. Unless it's for you, then but if it's for your husband, he's going to love it. It is really good. I love it. But anyway, hit exclamation mark merch, and you can get we got all kinds of stuff in there. Remember, it's for you. Well, all right, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Get you a snapback. You'll like it. It's really good. Mad tries to steal my merch. But there's all kinds of shirts. The other day we showed Kay Hucka got her shirt in and showed it and caused an uproar because it had all kinds of people in there hollering about they wanted more K-Huck breastises. And I was like, come on now, y'all. Come on now. She's a married woman. Y'all need to chill out with that mess. But anyway, let's get into this video. So this is a Ring camera. You can see the ring.com up here and this is Steven sitting here on this couch or whatever you want to call it. And this is his very, 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 very pregnant wife. And I honest with you guys, I don't know if we're going to watch the full video or not. We'll see how it goes. But I was like, this dude is just something else.
I drew a boundary. No, you just did it. I drew a boundary of abusive and cruel. You were not taking the car. Because if you refuse to do wifely things...
Whoa, wifely things. What the hell does that mean? Wifely things. What the hell is a wifely thing? Okay. Y'all, I am a man of a particular age. I'm 55. We'll be 55 years old in November, right? I think it's fair to say that I'm how old is this asshat? And here's what irritates me, right? Here's what irritates me. Now, I was not a regular watcher of Steven Crowder, but every once in a while, like he would do those change my mind episodes, things he would do, I would watch them, okay? Because I thought those were interesting to have these types of conversations with people out on the street, because I love to have conversations. And more importantly, I love to have conversations with people who do not necessarily agree with me. As long as we do it respectfully and we can still treat each other as like decent human beings and you know, I've come away from some of my conversations with my mind changed a little bit. Hopefully there's been some situations and stuff where people have come away with their minds change a little bit. Let's see how old is Steven Crowder. He's 35 years old. Okay, so I've got 20 years on this dude. Okay, so I could be this dude's daddy. I could be his daddy. So let me just talk to this, right? This womanly things, this idiot says here, this womanly thing, there's no such thing. No such thing. Okay? In a home, there are things that has to be done, right? Kids have to be picked up, taken to events, taken to school. Clothes have to be washed. Meals have to be prepared. Groceries have to be bought. Dusting, vacuum, mopping, toilets have to be cleaned. Showers have to be cleaned. All these things have to happen, right? The yard has to be cut, right? All this kind of stuff. This whole thing about, oh, well, that's women's work, that's bullshit. Okay. And anybody that's out there and has that mentality, oh, it's women's responsibility to do the laundry, or it's the women's responsibility to do the kitchen, or it's the women's. No, I'm going to tell you something. I cook, I clean. Okay. Most of the time my wife cuts the grass stuff. And you don't want to know why? Because that is therapeutic to her. She loves getting out in the sun, sitting on a rod mower, and she cuts the grass. Okay. To her, that is relaxing. To me, it's misery. Why? Because I have allergies, and if I go out there, I have to chew Benadryls like they're M&Ms for a week to just be able to survive till it's time to cut the grass next time. So I will take care of the inside chores. I have no problems with that. I will mop floors. I will sweep floors. I will wash drawers. I will wash bras. I will wash whatever. I don't care, right? And that's the thing about it, right? When you form a partnership with somebody, right? When you perform partnership with somebody, these chores have to be done. These are things that you have to do to live life, right? To play the game of life. Just divide them up and do them. And sometimes swap them around and move them around. For example, Monday through Friday, I cook the meals, right? I cook supper. I'm working from home right now, so I cook the supper. So I can clean the house. I can do all these things, and it's no big deal. But when I was working outside the house with my wife, we go to work every day and come home. We come home on the weekends, we pitched in together and got the stuff done. That's just the way it was. But my wife on the weekends, she cuts me a little break and she does the cooking on the weekends. And there's still a few times where I will still cook. So, I mean, it's no big deal. I don't understand. It's just this mindset though. I cannot get around this, how this mindset exists in this day and age of where there's wife's duties and stuff. That's God. We're not in the 30s and 40s and 50s here, guys, anymore. Wake up. Come on.
Then I will go pick up the groceries.
There's no groceries. I do have
Steaks, wood pellets, my grill. I know it's an unreasonable request, but I'll go do it.
My pellets, my grill. Oh, you're such a baby bitch, Steven.
How about you first? Hillary, how do you respect men?
How do you respect men? Oh, God.
Yes, other than men, receive love and respect. No, other than men, no, you.
She says, no, you're not taking the car, Steven.
Steven,
You're not taking the car.
Steven.
You are.
So he's not going to allow her to take the car? What? What are you, her daddy?
Then I will ask them to pick me up. Would you like me to ask?
Oh, that's right.
It's not correct, Steven.
Get an Uber.
Okay, Steven, I can't.
Feeling some constraints?
Steven.
Like, I can't
Steven.
go. Listen to me.
Okay. I think it's fair to say Steven and they probably have money, right? I'm sure he's got a little bit of money. He can't have 2 vehicles. Me and my wife have 2 vehicles. What?
You want to walk out right now? Listen to me. I can't go to the gym. I can't go to my parents. I can't call my friends. I can't be home. You're gonna take the car and leave me here. Hillary, just think of how boxed in you've made me.
What do you need me to pick up?
How boxed in? Oh yeah, you're boxed in there. You got it. You got a pool, hot tub. You got a shaded veranda. You're in a God. What a oh God. Why is it? Why is it all these quote alpha males, these sigma males and shit? Why do they act like little basic bitches? God Almighty. All this is getting my pressure up. Y'all ain't even lying.
I'll get it. I'll be back when I'm back.
No, that doesn't work either. You'll be back when you're back. That doesn't work.
That doesn't work either. I'm whining because I'm a little bitch. God dang.
Either.
See,
Do you understand the difference between my life being set to the second and you going, I'll be back when I'm back?
All right. When my wife and I first got married, I was very rigid. I was very structured. Okay. If my wife was here, she would testify. She'd have her hands up saying, hallelujah, praise Jeebus, and all that stuff, right? I was OCD in a way. Well, not in a way. I was OCD, period. Bad. I still have a little OCD, but it's not as bad. My wife has learned or has helped me kind of deal with them, right? But when we first got married, everything had its place, right? I lived by myself for several years. I had been raised and taught that to put everything back in its proper place. Everything was, if I was going on a trip, then I knew exactly to what time I needed to leave. If it was a long trip when you were to stop for bathroom breaks, things like that, to plan it out, right? So that if I had to be at a place by a certain time, boom, I was always there 5 to 10 minutes early. That was just how I was. Everything was very rigid. Everything was very structured. In my kitchen, before I got married, I had a certain place where my spoons and forks and knives and all that stuff went, pots, pans, the whole kit and caboodle, right? Can I call in, please? Okay, Max, hang on. I'll hop in I'll hop in there. You can call me in. All right, I'm live. You can call in, Max. Come on. But anyway, everything was very structured. Everything was very rigid. Everything was just in its place. My wife taught me that it's okay not to be so rigid, not to have everything down to the precise second, right? It sounds like to me, Steve just needs to relax and chill out a little bit. But, so why are you muted, Max? You're in the thing, but you've got yourself muted. All right. So, all right.
Okay, sorry. Can
Go
you hear me
ahead.
now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yes.
I'm so sorry. Yeah,
That's
I
okay.
had a power outage last night, so all my shit
Why?
got reset.
What did you have a power outage for? You not pay your electricity bill?
I felt like it. It just seemed like the right thing to do last
Pay
night.
your bills, Max.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, sorry. I just wanted to, so I figured I'd just kind of backseat while you do your thing, but
Yeah,
a little
backseat.
bit of interesting context because I have been kind of A-logging Crowder for years now.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's just interesting because I'm fascinated. Full mask off. I am fascinated by certain factions of the right. I think that they're very interesting, and I enjoy watching some of the content. Crowder's one of those people where it's like the stuff that he puts out, I wouldn't classify it as like funny or fun to watch necessarily, but because of my fascination with politics, I just can't help but watch for whatever reason.
Yep.
It's I wouldn't even go as far to say it's like hate watching or anything. It's just more like I sit there with my hands agape or with my mouth agape, with my hands like on my cheeks, just going, huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So here's some interesting context about him and his wife. Crowder, for years and years and years, his wife has been asking him to have children.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't have it, wouldn't do it, made up all sorts of excuses as to why. but it had come out at some point. He had talked about it, and as I guess he was worried bringing up kids within, I guess, like the current political climate. He's had problems behind the scenes with people, swatting, doxing,
Yeah.
releasing his, private information, harassing his
Mm-hmm.
family members,
Mm-hmm.
like, the whole gambit of it, which we don't know like how exaggerated that is, because it's like, I mean, that I'm sure that did happen. I'm not saying it didn't, but it's just it's like, you don't know, the veracity of that.
Sure.
So there's that element of it. But as somebody else pointed out in the chat, I'm trying to scroll up so I can see who actually said it. I think it was Toxic Dome. Yeah, Toxic Dome said it. Is Crowder gay, in your expert opinion? So I don't actually have to say anything about my opinion about whether he's
Mm.
gay or not, because Crowder's actually been very, very open.
Yep.
Or well, not very, very open, but he's been pretty open
Yep.
about the fact that he does have intrusive, what he calls quote unquote intrusive gay thoughts.
Yes.
And so, like, I think that he is, well, I think it's fair to say that he is a repressed gay, or at least, at the very least, he represses homosexual urges. And if you watch his content, it's pretty obvious. It's pretty obvious that he's got some sort of like an underpinning, or at least he's got
Yeah.
an interest.
Yeah.
And he definitely does this weird thing with some males where it's like he gets very attracted to them, or
Yeah.
not like attracted, but like attracted in the sense that, like, he becomes
It-
closer with them, becomes friendly with them, and then eventually there's a problem.
Flirtatious, you might even say.
Yeah, actually, I would. I
Yeah.
would.
Yeah.
And then eventually there's a falling out kind of a thing. So
Mm.
I think a lot of this that's happening right now has sort of been like the writing on the wall,
Yeah. Yeah.
like a lot of people who have been following Crowder in this way have kind of been like, yep, this was only a matter of time, because
Yeah.
the guy is a full-blown narcissist, and not in a cute way,
No.
so yeah.
No, I mean this video is it's just more of him whining, being petulant, being it's me. It's it was almost at times it was like that old Brady Bunch meme, Marsha, and I was
Well,
just like,
yeah. It's ironic because he's trying to do like he's trying to do what he understands and what he believes is like the masculine male sort of thing.
yes,
The thing
yes,
is, like, I grew up with a very masculine male, like a very, Latin
yeah,
masculine,
sure,
domineering sort of dude. And that is to say, my mom also was pretty,
mm,
domineering too. So they had that sort of relationship. But like my dad, like if like you had said before, like, first of all, why don't they have two cars? The guy is
yeah,
rich enough; he can totally afford two cars. Give your
sure,
fucking wife a car.
yes,
But also, like, if he was in this situation, and my mom was like, "Oh, I got to go do something," and my dad was like, "Oh, well, he would either go with her, one,
yeah.
or he would just be like, "Oh, yeah, whatever. I'm just gonna chill here at the house then," and it wouldn't be a big deal, you know?
Exactly right. I mean, I'll be honest with you. The last thing I want to do like if I was sitting on, let's just be honest. Let's look at this scene here for a second on the screen here, guys. Let me bring it up where you guys can see this. So let's examine this. So Steve is sitting here. He's got his big cigar.
He's always smoking cigars.
Yes. What was that thing Norm Abrams said about or not Norm was
Yeah.
Norm Abrams about oral fixations. But anyway, so he's sitting there with his big cigar on his veranda, right? He's got a beautiful backyard. He's got a hot tub. He's got a pool. He's got all these cool things, right? And you want to go running around town? What the hell? Dude, you've got the high life. Sit there, smoke your cigar, watch your little puppies run around. If your wife, very pregnant wife, because I'm going to tell you something. I've had a very pregnant wife twice in my life, right? With both my sons. The last thing that my pregnant wife wanted to do was to go out and run around town and run errands, right? So,
yeah.
So if she was wanting to go do that, let her go do it, dude.
Yeah, there is a little bit of context that I kind of forgot too. Steven, I don't know what specifically he has a problem, but he apparently has some sort of like joint issue, like just like generally in his body.
Sure.
I don't know. But this is a really funny thing that happened. So when his wife was giving birth to their twins,
Mm-hmm.
he ended up being in the hospital too, because I think he tore something because he was doing a bit for his show, and ended up
Yes.
having to go to the emergency room in the hospital and get like an invasive surgery or some
Yeah,
shit
I remember
because
that.
of that.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the thing is, though, I think during this time, I think he also would have been on. Like, I think the show is out. Like, he's not doing the show right now
Yeah.
because he's dealing with whatever other like medical problems. This guy
Yeah.
is a like. I'm sorry, but this guy's a basket case. Like, I like
Yeah.
maybe he does actually have problems. I think I've heard him talk about, and maybe other people talk about. I think he had some sort of a birth defect or something. And like, so I guess his back is not very good or
Yeah.
something like that. I remember vaguely. Um, this guy, he just takes random breaks out of nowhere, and
Yeah.
it just seems like he's very antisocial. So I don't even know if him like being like left at the house is necessarily a bad thing, but he's very
Sure.
like dependent too. So
You know,
I don't know.
when this, last night kind of a peek behind the curtains, guys. Um, last night, after I finished fixing supper for my wife, okay,
Mhm.
had supper with my wife. Um, Max and I were hollering, what are we doing, whatever. And so I sent him, I said, hey, did you see this? Yeah. So we kind of talking, and I speculated even back, last night that I honestly believe that Stephen probably has some issues that he might need to see some professional help about, right? Um, uh,
He does. I mean, he does go to a
he
psychiatrist
does
of
that. He
some
has a
sort.
therapist. Okay, well that's
Yeah, I
good.
mean, or, yeah, therapist.
He
I should say.
he might need. I'm not a doctor or nothing, but I just when I see this type, here's the thing. It's one thing for people like, say, for example, like Fresh and Fit or Sneeko, those kind of guys that get online and they rah, rah, rah and thump their chest and all that other stuff, right?
Mhm.
And they bring these young ladies onto their programs and they kind of talk down to them and try to make them, these quote, red pill alpha male type things. That's one thing because but when you see this kind of behavior and it's in a situation where it's between a husband and a wife, to
Yeah.
me it takes on a whole nother level, right? Um, but
I
here's
think I think
go
Go
ahead.
ahead. Well, I was just gonna say, I think the problem here is narcissism. I don't know if you followed at all
Sure.
the Dave Lando stuff that was coming out too. But there was
Yeah.
an interview that Dave Lando. For those of you that don't know, Dave Lando was on. Oh my God, I don't remember the other guy that he was on. It was Compound Media by
Okay.
Anthony Cumia, I believe. And then he was a second chair over there. Ended up becoming, I believe, third chair on Steven Crowder.
Yeah.
So he was like a co-host.
Yeah.
He recently got canned, I think like a month or two ago, because basically what was happening was that Dave Lando was upstaging Steven Crowder, and in that
Oh,
interview, he basically says in no uncertain terms that this was said to him multiple times that he was upstaging Crowder, and that Steven Crowder really didn't like that, and his
yeah.
team of kiss asses
Yeah.
didn't like that either, which is why eventually he just he basically like Dave basically just went, I'm out of here, like I can't stick around because
Yeah.
they weren't even letting him promote his shows. They said
Yeah.
that he had to be there on Fridays when Steven wasn't there. Said that he
Mm,
had to be there even though the host of the show wasn't there. He was writing day and night.
yeah.
He would fall asleep on the set and they would make it his problem because they made him stay up so late to write. So it was like a
Yeah.
really bad work environment for Dave at least, and at least
Yeah.
for other people that I've heard of on the Steven Crowder team.
Yeah.
But it's just more evidence to say that he's a narcissist. He just doesn't like it when other people upstage
Yeah.
him. Um, so if his
So
wife's needs come first because she's
yeah.
pregnant,
Yeah. Yeah.
he probably wouldn't like that.
Yeah. So let's look at talk about a little bit different angle of this, okay?
Mhm.
So how do you think, because I don't know, maybe you do know, how did this video get out?
I don't know either. And I'm curious to see if like what else comes out, because I'll tell you
Yeah.
what, if this is the worst of it, I'm not too impressed. Like in the
Okay.
sense that like this is bad. This is bad.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
agree with you. This is bad. But
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like if
But
this is
he's
the worst that we've seen,
okay.
then I would say like okay, well maybe it was just a bad day for him and he was just,
Sure.
trying to play a fucking 50s man or something, you know?
Okay.
Like
So let's look at what let's look at the playbook, right?
Okay.
So when these things usually start happens, what normally happens is when someone is going to be canceled, right? Quote, canceled, right? Which no one can really be canceled unless you just quit, right?
Right.
But we'll go with the narrative canceled here. When something like this happens, normally what happens is they put out what they call a floater, right? And a floater is something that's like makes people go, oh, and they grasp their chest. Excuse me, they'll grasp their chest and they'll just suck wind in, and they're like, oh, I can't believe it, right?
Right.
Because it's just enough of a peek behind the curtains, if you will, to get people's attention, right? It's kind of like the hors d'oeuvre, right? So when you sit down at a fast food restaurant, they bring you the hors d'oeuvre, and you're like, oh, it's just so good. It just gets your saliva glands really working and chomping, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they start bringing in the main courses and stuff, right? I think this is probably just a floater or an appetizer, because
I think you might be right.
Because
it gets way worse.
Yeah, because if you listen to towards the end of the video where Steven goes on into the house, you hear him say, what was the exact words? I think, I'm going to fuck you up or something to that nature. Right. Well, that's kind of,
I mean, there's not many contexts you could take that in that isn't like at
bad.
least aggressive.
Yeah. It's bad. Right.
Right.
So I don't know. And of course that leads us to now we have the whole deal where, let me do this here, because I'm not being a good host here. Let me do this.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
So now we've got where people are taking their Louder with Crowder mugs, right? And they're taking them out here and just smashing them, right?
Hey guys, everybody who has those Louder with Crowder mugs, you should look at the bottom of that. See where it says "Made in China"?
Yeah.
Yeah, that should have been your first cue.
Yeah, right. Right.
For real.
Exactly.
I mean, honestly, this guy is super pro-American. By the way, he's Canadian, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're going around and saying to everybody that you're like the super alpha fucking American, and then you make mugs, all of your fucking merch and everything is made in China, it's just like how much of a patriot, quote unquote, are you?
Well, the Canadians do put ketchup on their steaks, so there is that.
I put ketchup on my steak. You did that on purpose so that I would out myself. You think ketchup on steaks is not an American thing? I will have you know that more than a few presidents have gone for that.
I don't listen.
All right.
If they're putting ketchup on their steaks, I have to wonder if they're Manchurian candidates. So have you seen this, Max?
Star Wars Jedi Survivor. No, I guess not.
Okay, so they had the original Star Wars. What was it called? Was it Jedi Survivor or whatever? I got the game. I never played it all the way through. I've got to. It's just whatever.
Yeah, I know what game you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway,
Fallen Order, is that it?
Fallen Order, yes. And so it's got the guy. This actor. Now where I originally saw him, and the first show I ever saw him in was Shameless, right? Where he plays a character on there who is a gay dude. It's this Irish family that's all living in this house in Chicago, right? And it's actually an adaptation of a British show called Shameless, right? But and they recently had their last season a couple of years ago, whatever. I love the show. That was great. They had some really good actors and stuff anyway. But this is where I first saw him, right? Was on that show. But then there was a series that came and went that was called in the DC universe called Gotham. And
okay. I thought he was from that. So he's the Joker, right?
He played the Joker, yes.
He did such a good job. I loved him in that.
Yes, he did a fantastic job. He played two roles. It was twin brothers. and one of them actually becomes the Joker, which was a very good, unique arc for the Joker character, I thought.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is a little commercial for this upcoming game that's going to be released here shortly, and I just found it hilarious.
Remember, just feel it.
All right.
You're on Kobo. The Mogo Wampa thing is coming. You're not scared. Show me focus. Good.
Nice.
You're not playing baseball.
Right.
You will take me to the senator now.
You'll take me to the senator
No
now.
less risk.
Mark, you know I don't actually have the force, right?
BD1 says no excuses.
I thought that was Sam
Hold
High
it.
for a second.
You get 2 lightsabers?
Well, technically one, but I can split them.
You never gave me 2 lightsabers.
Mark? Duck. Okay, now use your force powers to pull that sphere.
I really don't need you to explain the force to me.
This game looks like it's going to be fun. Of course, the first one was really fun too. I really enjoyed it. Of course, I'm a Star Wars fan, but this one really is really good. I enjoyed it. Mark Hamill is he's Mark Hamill, and he's anyway. So
The man, the myth, the legend, Mark Hamill.
the man, the myth, the legend. Let's see, what else have I got?
Speaking of the Joker, actually, that's really ironic. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together, but it's the Joker and the Joker.
Yes, it is. I didn't think about that. Yes,
That's so crazy. That's so
God.
wild. No, I haven't played Fallen Order. I was a
Okay.
huge fan of Unleashed.
Yes.
The Force Unleashed, 1 and 2. I thought they were really good. I don't have an Xbox, which is why I didn't pick up Fallen Order when it came out. Is it on PlayStation now?
You can get it on Steam.
Oh, okay. I should just do that then. Yeah, but that's cool. I mean, I'm excited about it. I do have to say though, it's always a smokescreen to me whenever they, do a commercial like this.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we're looking at the, live action stuff more than the actual gameplay of it. It's
Sure.
Show me a game if you want to market a game. I appreciate when you haul out the celebrities and everything, but like,
Yeah, but I mean, they do motion capture for the game, so.
Okay, so here's a little. So I've done motion capture.
Okay.
Before. Here's a little skinny on motion capture.
Ooh, we get some skinny.
Motion capture is kind of bullshit. And what I mean by that is that really most of the movement that you actually pick up from a motion capture like data sheet, like just to like get, because what you do is you put the balls on the joints, or at least you try to track where the individual joints on a subject is, and then you can get that data in a 3D space, and then you translate it onto a model, right?
Okay.
So most of that data, I would say like 99% of it is completely unusable. And really all you need is just the extremes of the animation. So it does inform the animation to a degree, but not nearly to the degree that you would think. And it does help the animators. It's like a weird, like, I would say it's probably still like 30% actor to 70% animator, which is why it's really funny that Andy Serkis got all those awards for playing Gollum, when in reality they probably didn't use any of his actual like performance.
Well, so what you're saying is like they'll get a start, a mid, and like a final destination for movement, and they just have the model go to those points, basically.
I mean, yes, it is. If you understand the principles of animation, there's a little bit more there. It's just basically the exaggerations, like as far as the extremes go for whatever the movement of the object is.
Yeah, mine's pretty broad strokes that I'm painting there, but I mean that's
no, you're right. You're right. I'm being more clinical.
What about the facial? Because I know they'll come in and capture like facial, movement, stuff like that. Now, is that the same thing or?
I haven't worked too much with facial stuff, but from what I understand, it's kind of a similar thing. I think the facial stuff probably is a little bit. Well, okay, I'll say this. The facial stuff it's more important to have the camera that's tracking the facial movements rather than the actual dots on the face itself, because you just need reference. Most of animation is just reference based. If you can get a good reference, then you're good to go. So like anytime you see the little cameras that hang over a little helmet onto the person's face, that's golden. You want that as an animator because you want to be able to look at their face and see what it's doing the entire time throughout all of the animation, even when the camera for the reference for the bigger shot, the wider shot, isn't on their face. So
Yeah. Well, so there you guys see. This show is great because we all the stuff, right? We don't just talk. We have behind the scenes because we have our good friend Max. So Max, have you ever wanted to go to the movie and take your pet moose?
not particularly, not in a while at least.
Okay, so this is coming from Alaska. This happened where a moose just decided to come in and
Pause.
catch-
Wait. Bullshit. Okay, hold on. Bullshit. Whoever it is that reported this, bullshit. That moose didn't sneak in anywhere. Mooses do not sneak. All right.
Yeah.
Mooses clomp around wherever the hell they go. All right. Everybody was fully aware that this monster was going into the movie theater. All right. He didn't pay the $5 at the door, and I'm a little upset about it because I think it might be a form of discrimination.
Well, yeah, I think that's what they were talking about. They snuck in as far as they didn't pay. The moose did not pay for the ticket, right? But anyway, as you can see here, the employee is like, well, what do I call? Do I do 911 or do I film this? Which one? Because
this is the degradation of society. Because oh my God, it's eating the
and it didn't even pay for the popcorn, and it's making a mess everywhere.
On.
And then
this
it
is the degradation of. It's just gonna dip out.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This is the degradation of society, though, that like this moose comes in here and this woman, rather than freaking out and running away as she ought, or calling somebody or trying to get the moose out herself, she goes on her phone. Okay.
Yeah.
Like how many things are we going to live in a society where crazy stuff is happening around us and we go, wait a minute, this will get me a lot of updates over on the Instagrams and then take a picture of it?
That's exactly what we do. Right.
I mean, we do that because we're terrible.
So there was recently that's kind of interesting because there was I believe this was in New York City. I may be mistaken on the state, but it was here in the States. There was a person that videotaped a person. I think it was a woman being sexually assaulted, if I'm not mistaken. And they just sat there and recorded it. Right.
Yeah. Are you talking about on the train in New Jersey?
I think so. Yeah. Right. So you know what I'm talking about. And then that person wound up getting like prison time.
Yep.
Right. Because they did not do anything.
And abetting.
Yeah. For doing anything.
This is actually like that's not just one story. There's actually several stories across all, or at least the United States about that type of thing. Yeah, guys. I mean, look, I understand it's hard. It's a lot to like stand up for somebody in any circumstance. But if there is like a sexual assault or a rape happening in front of you, like, hey, PSA, try to stop it if you can. If you can't and you don't feel comfortable and you don't want to endanger yourself or the people you're with at the moment, at least call the cops. Like, do something, it's just that one was so crazy because you're on a crowded
bus, train or whatever.
It was a train. It was the subway. So like you're on a subway and this woman is crying for help because she's being assaulted.
Yeah.
And everybody, including fully grown men, are just like who could, jump in and help. Like they might get bruised, they might get cut, but it's one guy, and they won't do it. It's like, I just feel like there's an onus in society to do that sort of thing for people.
Yeah.
Have a little bit of chivalry, have a little bit of courage.
Oh, no, because we have true. What was it, Sir? Was it Sir Edwin? What was his name? All that evil needs to triumph is for good men to do nothing.
Absolutely.
And that's where we're at. We have good men who are doing nothing and allowing evil. But it does. I say men. Let me just put for good people to do nothing.
Yeah.
Let me modernize that a little bit. Good. It doesn't necessarily have to be. But moving along. So, we recently had Winnie the Pooh fell out of copyright protection, right? And so we recently had the horror film, the Winnie the Pooh horror film. You know about that, right, Max?
Yes. I haven't seen it, but I heard about it.
Well, I ain't going to see it because I'm going to tell you something. Winnie the Pooh is my beloved childhood life. Winnie the Pooh was my favorite when I was a little child, and so I will not see that kind of trash. I will not.
My new headcanon is that you were Christopher Robin the whole time.
Probably was. I really, truly was.
Winnie the Pooh doesn't know what to do. He's got a honey jar stuck on his nose. I love that fucking song, man. As long as I'm
So
in Cena. It's such a
we
good song.
have Pop Base reporting says an R-rated series about Winnie the Pooh character Christopher Robin is in the works. In this series, he will be a delusion New York navigator his quarter-life crisis with the help of a weird talking animals who live beyond a drug-induced portal outside his apartment.
Didn't they already make this movie? Wasn't it the one with what's the guy's name? He did Obi-Wan Kenobi. I love him. He's like one of my favorite actors. Why can't I?
Ian
remember his name?
McGregor?
Ewan McGregor. Yeah. Yeah. Did you see that one?
No.
It was called, I think it was called Christopher Robin. It was really good. You should see it.
No.
If you haven't seen it, you should 100%. No, seriously. No. I'm not kidding. Like it's not, I'm joking. Like that's not actually what it is. It's literally Christopher Robin, like it's like the Disney Winnie the Pooh version of Christopher Robin, but he's all grown up. And they actually have they got Jim Cummings to like do all the characters and everything. So,
okay. You're talking
like
about now that one I have seen and that one I loved. Actually,
yeah, Ewan McGregor. Yeah.
I actually went through the theaters and sat and watched it like a little kid and loved every minute of it.
It was so good.
Yeah.
Wholesome.
Yes. This trifling mess here. No, I don't think so.
Why do that? I don't know.
I mean, for shock value, I guess, maybe. I don't know. What time it is. Okay. I've got lots more stuff. There's the dream story. I had some Waffle House stuff and whatever. We're just not going to get to it today, guys. We're out of time. That's okay. It's all stuff that I can save for, tomorrow. We can do it tomorrow. I have more time. We can get into all that. But listen, before we get out of here, let's shout out some people. Let's see who's doing things out there in the thing and doing the things. King Brick is still killing it. Dude, yesterday when we checked in on King Brick, he was sub 400 subscribers. He's now at 450. The dude is just killing it. I don't know how. Energy drinks. Look at these views: 3K, 4K, 6K. I mean, it's just
You know what's really ironic? You know the name of the energy drinks he's drinking?
Cocaine energy drinks.
Yeah.
I was listening to the Now Recording podcast, which of course, we know D-Max is a part of. And he called in and was talking about how he's like the unofficial official, like commentator for this thing. The show is aware of his channel. He said everybody else that was doing this has been copyright struck and they've been taken down, but they're allowing him to do it.
Awesome.
For whatever reason. You know what would be even more awesome? Because I know Sam Hyde has talked about a season 2.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get Brick. Brick needs to be part of season 2.
Ooh, as a no, but get him as a commentator though. Like I don't it would be funny
official,
to have him in the house, but
sure.
I want him to do commentary.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. So they bring Brick in as the official commentator for the show, right? But they allow him to come in and do like interviews and stuff with the contestants during the show, right? Have like a little room or something that they go in. So rather than have the quote unquote confessional, like most of these live action things happen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they go
Brick would
in.
be perfect for that.
Brick would 100% be there. He could be sitting there chugging his energy drinks and does that one thing, all the things that makes Brick would be just awesome. And
okay. Can I go as far to say this? Don't I'm sorry. I know you have limited time. No targeted harassment.
No.
However, it would be really, really funny and really, really cool if maybe Sam Hyde got a little bit of pressure to at least follow our boy Brick on Twitter. I don't know.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
If there was just maybe a little bit of pressure applied,
sure,
in whatever innocuous way that might be.
Sure. Brick has had some events happen in his life that has made, and hot water has been poured into his life, and has, and he's come out the other side. Brick is a coffee bean, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
And so, when I first met Brick, I was like, this guy is a complete and total just nutball. I wanted nothing to do with him. He was out there, right? But he's doing great. He's doing fantastic. I hope that he can keep up the pace. He's young, so maybe he can. I'm gonna tell you something. I could not keep up the pace that this guy's doing. I know he's got a team with him now. I know that he's amassed I guess a network of people that come in and help him do the shows while he goes and gets some sleep and whatever. And I think he tries to be there during the more active hours of the show or whatever. Yeah, exactly. Kill Slims. I would be dead already. 100%. I would have just done. I'm over with. Right. But anyway, King Brick is doing a phenomenal job. Let's see what else is out there. Bo Black's just dropped a video that's basically a Twitterverse, I guess, about the Dreams massive thread. We were going to kind of go over that today. Ran out of time. I will try to do that Saturday unless something really major happens. Another video that I want you guys to check out that I watched yesterday that literally, let me just do this here. Let me go this way. Some Ordinary Gamers. Okay. Mutahar. He's 3.4 million sub. So he's a little bit bigger YouTuber, right? This video right here, YouTube, please remove this predator. This guy right here, I have watched some of his videos. Okay. It's the, what is the name of this guy? Hang on here. Feature Man. Okay.
Oh, Feature Man. Even better.
Yeah, this guy, he comes off, because I watched some of his stuff. I'll be honest with you. I've watched some of his videos. He comes off as he's 427,000 sub YouTuber, right? His name is Tom Willett. This is all right here on his channel, right? He was in some movies and things like that, right? If you go look at his videos, for the most part, they're pretty benign, right? He has these really videos where he takes like cheap meals and, he's like what would you call it? A seasoned citizen and he's talking about how, he lives on very, meager budget and stuff. It looks pretty benign, like an old guy cooking Campbell's Chucky soup or Dinty Moore beef stew or things like that, right? He looks pretty benign, right? Well, not so much. Okay. Go check this video out. I cannot tell you guys how it's bad. It is really, really bad. Who this guy really, truly is. And I don't say that lightly. And I will say this to where the point where if Mutahar is calling for YouTube to remove this guy off the platform, if you know Mutahar, that's not something he does lightly. So check that out. When that came across my feed and I watched that, I was like, holy smokes. I even tweeted it out yesterday saying, Mutahar, thank you. I did not know about this guy. And I've watched several of his videos. I found him to be endearing, charming old guy. This, what did he do? JFA, watch the video. But I'm going to tell you something. It's bad. It is bad. So, yeah, check it out. Yes, K-Huck. K-Huck knows what I'm talking about. The video is insane. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to give you a little precursor here. Guys, it was so bad. When Mutahar started doing the deep dive and started doing the video, in the middle of the video, he had to leave his place and go out for a long, long, long drive to try to clear his mind. And there's a segment of the video where he actually records some video while he's out on a drive trying to clear his head because more thoughts started coming in and he had to get it down. Guys, this story was so bad it made Mutahar have to leave his house for a long drive to try to clear it and to try to wash it away. It's bad. I'm
so
telling
you're saying
you.
I should watch this before I take a shower.
Yes, and you better make sure you got plenty of hot water and soap afterwards. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Plenty of hot water and soap after. It's bad. It's bad. I cannot say it again. Let me say it again. It's bad. It's horrifically bad. So, God Almighty, it's bad. Let me just do this right here. Can I share it from here? I think I can share. Let me put this. The video is down. No, it's not down. Here it is.
Oh, JFA. Oh.
Why is it doing that?
That's weird.
That's weird. It's just putting Future Man there.
Weird. It is weird.
Share, copy link.
Maybe
Let me try this. Let me try this a different way here. There we go. There you go.
Oh, were you trying to do it inside OBS? Yeah, OBS doesn't let you paste for some reason.
Oh, that's stupid. OBS, you're
is
stupid. Yeah, I was trying to do it in OBS. I got it in the chat with it. But guys, go watch that video after this. Now recording. Did a live stream as well. Not too long ago. I watched it yesterday in all of its glory. It's 3+ hours, I think it was. They had
very uncomfortable for part of it, but it was great content.
It was part of it. I would dare say most of it was crazy.
Pretty uncomfortable. Yeah.
Over
the top.
Jesus, where is it?
Oh, you know what? Actually, you get to see this. Check it out. Look at what's new. You see anything new on the live?
Live.
Look at the thumbnails.
Yeah, that's who's doing the thumbnails. Bunks
No.
Lovers.
Well, that too. But like, I'm talking about the other ones. Like you see.
Oh, Max is in there now.
Yeah. Wait, did you almost call me Ghosty?
Ghosty Max. The Ghosty version of Max is on there. Because you are a ghost. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was added into that. Matt messaged me like last night saying that that's a thing. So that's cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So check out Now Recording. Still recording. Just if you don't mind me shouting that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
They did. Toxic Pipla put out on his channel another Still Recording episode where he was talking to Liana and kind of going over a lot of her like dramas from the past and just kind of like getting, I guess, her side of the story for some of the stuff that's happened before. So if you're ever interested in like learning more about Liana or just like that conversation in general, it was actually a pretty cool, pretty good interview by Toxic Piplup. So go check that out.
JFA, who murdered D-Max?
Do you want to say it or should I?
You know what? I'm going to tell you something here at JFA. I'm going to see how good of a sleuth you are. If you want to know who killed D-Max, the answers are out there.
It's true.
The video is still up. You have to find it. And it's easily found. It's not hidden or anything like that.
Nope.
But the truth is there. And while you're there, once you find it, you really, let me say it one more time, really should check out the other content that's there on that same channel.
Well, I appreciate it.
Because it is
the shout out turned into another shout out.
A shout out turned into another shout out. There you go. Exactly.
It's like shout outception. Yeah.
The sad thing about it is I was there and witnessed the murder when it happened. And I am still a little traumatized by it. I'm not going to lie. I'm still a little traumatized by it.
Can I put ghosts in it? No, you can't put a ghost in a jar. We've been over this. Ghosts they're non-corporeal. They can phase in and out of
That's not
matter.
true. I watched the Winchester brothers. I watched every episode of what was that series about the Winchesters? Help me out here.
Oh, shit.
And they were able to capture the ghosties. They were able to actually capture the ghosties.
Well, that was a film, okay? This is real life.
Supernatural. Right? Yes, thank you, Rylan. Supernatural. No, sir. That show is based upon actual lore, and you can 100%. You can put a ghostie in a jar. It's not easily done, but you can do it. So
yeah, I don't know. That remains to be seen.
Yeah. D-Max doesn't wear socks. He wears socks. There you go. Exactly.
Channery, I gave Channery one note one time because she gave me shoes and a thing. And I said, I don't wear shoes because I'm dead. You can't wear shoes when you're dead. And I said that I wear socks exclusively. And she's taken that, she's running that to her grave.
Well, that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
sure.
I'm okay with it too.
All right,
Channery's been making good content as well.
Anyway, make sure you when are you streaming next? Are you going to game plans for any future streams on your Twitch channel?
Soon.
Okay.
One of these days, either today or tomorrow.
Okay.
It just
cool.
kind of depends. I've got to go run some errands after this, but we'll see. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, listen, guys, there will be no Dead on Dave tonight. Dave has already got his evening booked. So he did say that it's, that he's got some plans for some weekend shows, so whatever. So since I'm going to be free tonight, and I'm not going to have a show to do, maybe we get another Peepaw After Hours tonight. Who knows? You never know. Maybe I'm going to see if maybe I can get some people to come on. We will have a Peepaw after hours panel or something if people are free. We'll see. Why not? So,
not to invite myself or anything. But,
yeah, sure. Oh, always, Max. You know that door's open. Ren says Dave is in love. Game over.
Well, yeah.
There may be a smidgen of truth there, Ren. I don't know. But here's the thing.
Game over, man. It's game
over. Yeah. No, Dave does have someone special in his life. I think he's made that aware to everyone, and I'm happy. I'm tickled to death for the dude. He's truly. They seem to make each other extremely happy. I'm happy for them. They've made it Twitter official. They've put pictures out of themselves out doing things and having fun with each other. And I'm tickled to death for him. And he's having to learn how to juggle, I guess, balance, IRL streaming and work. And I love to see it. I love to see that he has all these different things in his life that are just going really good for him. Dave and I have been friends for several years now, and life was getting ready to make Dave into a coffee bean too, and so now Dave is kind of went through the roasting and the grinding and stuff, and now he's getting to enjoy the sweetness that and the full aroma that coffee is in our lives. And I'm just tickled to death for Dave.
I'm trying very hard not to make a black coffee joke.
A black coffee joke.
So I'm just gonna say that. I feel like I appreciate that.
Well, anyway.
How does Dave like his coffee? Okay, I can't. I'm not gonna finish that. I'm very happy for him.
Anyway, exactly. No, I haven't met the young lady. But all I know is she makes my buddy happy, and if she makes him happy, then I'm happy, right? And like I say, I know that she's getting him out doing more things. He's getting to engage with the world more, and I'm gonna tell you something. That's not a bad thing. There's a lot of really good people out there. There's some bad people, but there's some good people too. And he's just getting to enjoy life. He talked about he went to New York with the other day while she was doing some business, whatever. And he got to tromps all around New York and do see some really cool things. And I'm envious of that. I'm jealous of him on that. So anyway, but I got to get out of here. Max, thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you, man. You know that. And I will get with you later today, and we'll see if we can't work out something for this evening. Maybe get some others.
If I'm not canceled by then, which I might be.
Max.
Now, everybody in the chat's telling me I'm canceled.
Why are you canceled?
I don't know. I mean, I just feel like you're going to slowly kick me out of the call or something. Thank you so much, by the way, for letting me on the show. But I feel like you're going to...
I didn't kick him out of the call. He dropped, guys. Okay. So you see my hands went on near the keyboard. No. That's just him trying to be funny. Haha, funny Max. No, seriously, I'll get with Max and stuff. Maybe a few other people. Maybe we could do something tonight. He kicked me. I'll kick you. I'll kick you right in your pants. But listen, I've loved our time together. I loved the conversation with Max. I think we had a really good stream today. Guys, go enjoy your Friday. It's Friday. Let's celebrate. Let's have a good time. Let's anyway, until then, guys, remember. Oh, what am I doing? Stop. I hit the wrong button. Get off of there. Here we go. I tried to start the thing again. No. All right. Anyway, guys, it's a Friday and Peepaw is on it. So you guys have a great day. Remember, keep your powder dry, and I'll see you in the funny papers.
You don't know what I've become. Can't you see it in my face?